100% Cassandra Nova is underrated, bro. And yeah, bro, I already know they're gonna be the stands.
DPX and Jean Grey are simply better, bro. DPX takes Nick Fury faster than Cassandra would take Nick Fury. Jean Grey is more of a dual threat than Cassandra will ever be. Bro, I literally just saw someone in Discord the other day put up a 51.416k score against Nick Fury with DPX, bro. Why would you even use Cassandra Nova if you already have a rank 4 Juggernaut and a rank 4 Stark Spidey? Honestly, bro, I just blew a bag on Silver Samurai, bro. So how is it physically possible that Cassandra Nova would be better than Silver Samurai, bro? You just opened crystals for Cassandra. You didn't even blow a bag, bro.
I say that to say, dog, listen, bro, it just is what it is, man. Cassandra Nova isn't bad. She's actually very freaking good, dog. There's actually a lot of freaking potential in Cassandra Nova, and it's all based upon the SIG, bro. I ain't gonna lie, dog. She does take Nick Fury really well. She does shut down his second life very freaking efficiently, and she takes Yelena fairly freaking well and pretty safe at the same time. But the thing is, the reason why so many people aren't on the Cassandra bandwagon yet is because of how much investment that's actually needed for her to perform at such a high level. But I'm all in on the investment. You know what I'm saying? I'm 100% all in. Right now I have a rank 3 Cassandra Nova, SIG like 23, 24, 25. I don't even know. She's in the 20s in SIG. But immediately with this video, you'll be able to kind of see the vision, see the potential, bro, as I keep SIGing her up, as I keep taking her up, because eventually she will be rank 4. Hopefully this video helps you see why she is underrated, man. But before we get into the video, leave a like, subscribe, comment, turn post notifications on, all that good stuff. Only if you like the freaking content. Let's freaking get into the video, bro. All right, so let's start with the immunities. Cassandra ain't immune to nothing. So, but stick with me. Just stick with me, bro. No immunities? No, she's not really immune to anything, but she has some cool things going on, 100%. The first thing I will say is Cassandra, first medium, and is the only basic attack that makes contact with the opponent. All her attacks, deal energy damage, and her heavy attack can be charged for 3 seconds. This is really cool, bro. I actually really like this because, believe it or not, her ability to charge her heavy at unique points of the fight actually create these like very cool little openings within fights. There is a cooldown for this, so be cautious of that. We'll get more into that a little bit later in the video, but stick with me, man, stick with me. Now, another piece of cool utility. When the opponent gains bar power, Cassandra inflicts a fear passive for 12 seconds, reduces unblockable ability accuracy by a flat 100% and removes perfect block chance. This is fire, bro, because you're not gonna have to deal with unblockable, unwhoppable too much. 100%, it's a cool little effect, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's a cool piece of utility. No, not really any immunities, but the utility is there. So when I was talking about the heavy charge before and how it inflicts a stun, just before being struck by a basic attack while charging, performing a heavy attack, Cassandra inflicts a stun passive for 0.50 seconds that is paused until the final hit of her heavy attack. This is really convenient, really clutch. Like I said, this is used to kind of ramp her up, to build her up. Now, after you perform this heavy attack, the cooldown, there's going to be a cooldown of 10 seconds. So you got to wait for this timer to come back. You got to wait. You can't just carelessly crank heavies. You know what I'm saying? You have to wait, bro. You have to be patient, wait for that to come back up. But in the meantime of this waiting, you can weave in a whole bunch of combos, whole bunch of hits, build your power up to the desired special that you want, special 1 or SP2. Now, another cool thing about her, the duration of all personal stuns and stun from the parry mastery cannot be reduced. If the stun from the parry mastery is purified or cleansed, Cassandra's stun cooldown is removed. Now, this makes her really good against like a Tuma, even a Korg. Anybody who cleanses her stun automatically refreshes her passive stun, so you don't have to wait for a cooldown. You can just go right back in and cranking that heavy of hell, 100%, and not even have to worry. You could repeat this however many times you want to, just until the opponent's dead. This is pretty cool, bro, 100%, because you don't have to really worry about that cooldown. You can kind of keep her ramp going, keep her moving, keep her grooving. This is where things start getting interesting. She has something called genetic manipulation against skilled champions. The opponent's maximum regeneration rate is always equal to their percentage of remaining health, and the discerning ability accuracy is reduced by 100%. When the opponent with regeneration effect is Neuroshocked, inflict a non-stacking marked passive for 10 seconds, pause while channeling and during Cassandra's special attack. So this is part of her kit, man, where she's able to just completely shut off Nick Fury. Completely don't even have to worry about it. And this is naturally in her kit. She doesn't need to be awakened for this to take effect. So she doesn't need to be awakened to be an immediate Nick Fury counter. That's a freaking W, dog. There's always utility in Nick Fury counters. Now, another part of her kit are the Daunted Passives, man. Max stack of 25. Personal 9% Daunted Passives last 15 seconds. These are paused while channeling during Cassandra's special attacks and while the opponent is blocking. On hit or block, the first land hit of a heavy attack consumes up to 50 hits from the opponent's combo meter to inflict 1 Daunted for every 2 hits consumed. So this is why she's so freaking good for Yelena, because 100% on the first landed hit of the heavy attack is gonna just destroy Yelena's combo meter and reverse it. You just put it in reverse, Terry. And this is why she's so freaking clutch against Yelena and very safe. You just charge the heavy when the heavy lands, just simply reverse Yelena's combo, and you never have to deal with her hitting 100 combo ever, bro. Essentially ever, bro. 100%. And on top of that, Yelena, one of her main weaknesses are champions that place Daunted. So this champion automatically cancels out Yelena, automatically makes Yelena a low-key a joke. Now on the flip side, if you're fighting a Cassandra, if Cassandra is stuck while 12 personal Daunteds are inflicted, or struck while she is suffering from a shock against a tech champion, 3 personal Daunteds are removed. So this is pretty good to know on if you're facing her on defense. Just know that you could 100% cook her, and one of her weaknesses is shock. Now moving right along, channeling while charging the heavy attack, and at the end of her special attacks, 1 and 2, Cassandra channels for up to 3 seconds. Channeling increases the opponent's aggression and inflicts 1 personal Daunted every 0.50 seconds. While channeling, release a heavy attack, activating special attack 1 or 2, extends channeling until the final hit is performed. While channeling at the end of the special attack 1, charging heavy, restarts channeling and refreshes all personal Daunteds. Now let's get into the Neuroshock passives. Now you're like, bro, how do I even get these Neuroshocks? Well, I'll tell you, bro. So you get the Neuroshocks by charging heavy and getting Daunted. Once you get up to 12 personal Daunteds from charging the heavy attacks, basic attacks inflict 1 personal Neuroshock passive. So that's why it's so key to heavy and get your Daunteds up, so you can start applying Neuroshocks and start, ticking the opponent away 100%, dog. Another cool piece of utility, performing the first hit of a special attack 1 or 2 passively roots the opponent for 3 seconds. The root is paused until the final hit and removed if the hit is well-timed, blocked, or dodged. So this is what you're going to use to refresh the Neuroshocks. There's going to be a slight opening right after you crank a SB1 or SB2, where you can charge your heavy, land your heavy, and refresh the Daunted, and keep just moving on really with the flow of her playstyle. Now, let's go to the special. The special attack 1. On activation, gain a regeneration passive healing 20% of missing health over 20 seconds, max stack of 5. While active, Cassandra's regeneration rate cannot be reduced below 0. The first and final hits inflict 1 personal Neuroshock. These can be inflicted through non-well-timed blocks. So this is really good. This is another piece of utility she has. If you do end up taking a little bit of hits throughout the fight, you can crank back-to-back SB1s if you need, and really just gain regeneration over time. It's not the craziest regeneration, but it's regeneration, bro. Beggars can't be choosers, bro, okay? It's consistent regeneration over time just to keep you topped off, and not, it's nothing too crazy, but it will help you in something like Battlegrounds, where health is such a key factor in winning a round. Now, the special attack 2. Each hit that strikes the opponent or non-well-timed block inflicts 1 personal Neuroshock. If 2 or more consecutive hits are well-timed block or dodge, remove 1 personal Neuroshock. When the opponent or well-timed block has been struck 3 times, inflict inverted controls passive for 3 seconds, paused until the final hit of the attack. This is a good little piece of defensive utility. So those people who are saying, bro, she's not even Jean, bro. She's not even Jean. She will catch some people slipping with the inverted controls off the SB2, bro. bro. People that face her on defense are going to try to keep her SB1 just so they don't get inverted, they don't get reverse controlled, because everybody hates inverted controls. Now, special attack 3. Cassandra consumes all personal Daunteds and deal burst of 312 energy damage with its base potency increased by 20% flat for each Daunted consumed. All personal Daunteds are paused for 30 seconds or until either champion activates special attack. So the SP3 is nice for doing a little bit I would say probably for longer fights and just dealing a lot of burst damage if you want to use it. And it's pretty cool that the personal Daunteds are also paused for 30 seconds. The drawback though, I would say until either champion activates a special attack, I would have hoped that that wasn't in the kit. If it was just paused for 30 seconds, that would be pretty fire for just sustaining her Daunteds and like max ramping her. But I guess that would be kind of broken. That's pretty much her kit, bro. She's very freaking simple. All you got to do really is just charge a whole bunch of charge heavies. Make sure your Daunted is capped out. So, and then once you get at least 12 Daunteds, just basic attacks deal Neuroshock damage. The Neuroshocks start ticking your opponent away. And yeah, bro, GG's. Why I like her a lot is because there's a lot of dot potential in her, especially at higher sig. And this is why I said the signature ability is so important. So her sig ability called Mamudrai, it's called Mamudrai. Her signature ability called Mumu, I'm just gonna say Mumu. When Cassandra would inflict personal Neuroshock, she deals a burst of energy damage that scales with the base attack only. This is why she needs high sig, because the higher the sig, she deals a lot more energy damage based upon the sig, 100%. So you really don't want her. Sig 20 ain't gonna cut it. For a high tier Battlegrounds, on the highest level of competitiveness in Battlegrounds, you want max sig just for that little first starting piece alone in her sig ability. Now the third part, when inflicted with a bleed, refresh Cassandra's 3 oldest personal regeneration passives. Now this is specifically good against Bullseye, although I wouldn't necessarily use her against Bullseye, just because I don't know, bro. That fight is a little bit weird. It's a little bit tricky. It's not the best, 100%, dog. The good thing is that if you do place regenerations against Bullseye, you can get through the fight. You know what I'm saying? But it's not, I wouldn't just say she's Cassandra Nova is the Bullseye counter. Whoa, you know what I'm saying? Her utility, her max utility comes against Nick Fury's and Yelena's. Also remember that while placing Neuroshock does bypass the miss. So you can't take interest in fights like a Enchantress or any champion that causes you to miss. So in order for me to show you the actual potential of Cassandra, bro, I'll show you this quick Battlegrounds fight I did against the rank 4 Yelena. Now mind you, my Cassandra is once again Sig 20, rank 3, so she's not going to be doing the craziest amount of damage. This is not going to be a 52k score, but you can clearly immediately see how good she is, 100% in controlling the fight. So I start off with a heavy, 100%, and naturally I'm just gonna naturally just hit her. And you will see during Yelena's SP1s how I kind of use that as openings to charge my heavy, gain the Daunteds up, and also start applying the Neuroshocks. Also, the good thing about charging the heavy, once again, is every time I charge that heavy, you know what I'm saying, I really don't have to worry about her combo meter because it's constantly being reduced. So crank the relic, crank the SP2, and immediately you start seeing the burst Neuroshock, and you see the dot potential. You know what I'm saying? How she is kind of just melting away. And this is why the awaken ability is so freaking important, because the higher the SIGs are, the crazier you're gonna see that burst damage go, and the passive dot. So after I crank the SP2, I rush to an SP1. I use the SP1, and you see another cool ability that I stated before is her ability to be rooted. Right here, I should have charged the heavy to refresh the Daunted, but like I said, I was just getting used to her, just getting used to her playstyle, her rotation. But it was fairly comfortable. Now her second key matchup, I was going against a rank 4 Nick Fury. Like I said, once again, this was just to see just her potential, bro. So I start off with a heavy, and it's always good to just, bro, land as many heavies as possible. Even you parry, just keep landing the heavies, and then once you get up to 12 Daunted, hit them normally and place Neuroshocks. Rush to whatever special that you want to use, feel comfortable throwing an SB1, SB2. They kind of do the same amount of damage. You know what I'm saying? Just one provides regen and the SB and another doesn't. That's really the only difference. 100%. They both root. They both do pretty nice burst damage and crit damage. So for this fight specifically, I'm just cranking SB1s. I do crank it heavy here. He does attack me, but as soon as he attacks me and hits me with the bleed, you see that the regeneration was immediately reset, which is pretty cool, bro. 100%. That is a nice piece of utility. If you mess up, the regen resets and you can kind of keep cooking. So I go in for the second SB1, and bro, just look at the dot, bro. Just look at the dot. Look how he's kind of just melting, bro. I love that. But it's a super satisfying feeling, super satisfying playstyle. She's very comfortable to use, very sustainable. Going for the SB2, and then once again, the beautiful thing is you don't have to worry about a second life. So he's just instant dead. That right there, like I said, it's 75 seconds. It's nothing crazy, but once again, she's not at her max potential yet. But you could see the potential, bro. You could see how it all makes sense, how it all aligns. 100%. And she does have some defensive utility. But yeah, that's really the two fights that I really wanted to show her playstyle. She's really very simple to use, man. If you can Neuroshock them, you can use the same. Her playstyle is very repetitive for every fight. Make sure you're charging heavies channeling, and then make sure you're just throwing whatever SB2. Make sure you're getting your Daunted up, and then you're also getting your Neuroshocks up, and crank whatever specials you want. Honestly, 100%. She's very simple, but very freaking effective. And yeah, that's pretty much freaking it, dog. I personally find value in unique champions and satisfying playstyles. She has a very satisfying and rewarding playstyle if played correctly. And I do think that since not a lot of people have her, and not a lot of people have her at high sig, and they already have a Gene and they already have a DPX. If you already have a DPX, Gene, Onslaught, I get it, bro. You don't have to rank her up because you already have those three champions. But I always find value in Nick Fury counters. Always. You can never have enough Nick Fury counters in the deck. You can never have enough Yelena counters in the deck for high tier Battlegrounds. So if this is a champion that you possibly want to invest in, please do it, bro, because she's very rewarding. She's very fun to play. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it, bro. If you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe, comment, turn post notifications on, and we'll be back with more content coming very freaking soon. But without further ado, I'm out this thing. Deuces.